here early. I'm over here like, wait a minute, 2 waiting. Already got 2 people up in here. That's great. I'm glad you guys are here. What's good, everybody? What's good? How y'all doing this morning? It's your boy Bugatti NYC, and like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. Hope you guys had a good night last night. I'm gonna be honest with you, I slept very well. Hard to get up this morning. I was like, oh, can you get an extra hour? Are you gonna be able to get a little more time? But then I'm like, you might miss the bottom line. And then the rest of the day is not gonna go right. So do the bottom line, and then if you want to cheat and take a nap, you got the rest of the day to do that, because you can't cheat your people, and you know how locked in we are, and we got to keep this information going on. So let me just do what we normally do, not to change the flow of how we normally get this done. Yeah, you already know. Get those pores open. Get those pores open. That's right. I like to do this. I know. It's just me. You guys don't have to do this. It's just me, because I be nervous. What other person do you know that get nervous going live? Me. Because I want to make sure that I'm making sure that I give you guys a good show and make sure that I'm really bringing you what I'm talking about. And I want those numbers to go up. So everybody here, when you do chime in, like I always tell you, let me know where you chiming in from, because then I can go search and do some research on your city, state, or country, and then bring that in the next episodes, or just keep intertwining it in, because we got some Canada stuff here, because you guys been showing love. We've been doing a lot of stuff that has to do with Detroit, been showing love there too. So again, that's what I do. I don't forget. So let's keep it going, guys. Like I said, I hope you're feeling phenomenal this morning, because the Lord woke you up. And again, even if you got a problem to deal with, you now have the life in order to deal with that. So a lot of times we get stressed out about what we got to deal with, because it might be a rough day or what we may have to get into, but we're not going to worry about that, because we're here to fight another day. We got a lot of drama going on all around us in the world. Last thing we need to do is sit with it and keep it with us. So with that being said, all this drama behind me, you got this going on. You got this person over here that's going crazy. Look at Maxine over there going crazy. Look at Tish up there acting up. We got a lot to cover today, guys. So like I always tell you, let's get into it. What we got here? We got Trump and Doge. Drastic cuts made in order to stop waste. Massive spending has been caught inside of areas like, let's say, US aid. They've been giving money all over. Elon's caught a lot of that. So now cuts have started to act. And they're really angry because a lot of pushback has been going on, because they're saying that they're stopping a lot of business, a lot of countries from getting aid and different things of that sort. But what I want us to remember is that we're trillions of dollars in debt. And in order to stop that debt, we have to cut the spending. And in order to do that, we got to take some of this money back from the illegal, corrupt politicians that have all of these other slick things going on, and money being sent to these third world countries. Why are they sending them there? Because we can't really trace them. We're going to get into that, guys. We also have 30,000 city workers in Toronto close to a potential strike. They're trying to come to a deal in Toronto. Like I said, we're showing love in different places. So 30,000 potential people are about to go on strike. What do you guys think about that? Anybody here from Canada, Toronto, know anything about what's going on with this? Please make sure you chime in when we get to that title. This way we have something to talk about. Former governor. Another one, okay, let's get back to the last title. Sorry to step out. The last title is former governor Cuomo and Curtis Sliwa toss their hats into the mayoral race. Yes, it's time for New York to come up on another nominations, as far as time for another race to see who's going to be the mayor of New York. Also, you know, all of this stuff that's going on with Mayor Adams currently right now, with all of the indictments that he has, relationships with the DOJ, taking away the indictment. Six now AGs who've basically said that they were not going to sign the dismissal. It's been a lot of stuff going on in NYC, aka Gotham. So we're going to get into that too. Like I said, guys, we got a lot to get into today. We got a full clip. And like I always tell you guys, instead of waiting around, let's get into it. Again, remember, tell me where you guys are chiming in so I can make sure that in the future, we're doing some stuff that has to do with you guys. Because right now, what I want to bring up on the board is something that everybody's probably interested in if you voted for Donald Trump, if you voted for illegal migrants to go, for illegal migrants to stop coming into the country. If that's something that you actually voted for, this next clip may be something that you guys are interested in, because we have some new information about Texas. The migrant shelters, they're actually almost empty, total emptiness, almost maybe to the point where there's almost 1 to 6 people coming inside of the shelters now, which is making them have to shut them down because there's no need for them anymore, due to the fact of what's going on with Tom Homan and the new border czar, as well as the way that they're not letting all the new immigrants in the way that they were doing. So check this out, guys. Let me know what you think about this. This is migrant shelters nearly empty right now.
Coming after President Trump effectively closed the border to migrants, and many of them seeking asylum in January, leaving many shelters wondering what comes next. Those shelters warning they may not have to close, not just because of the lack of migrants, but because of a lack of cash. So they may have to close. Key funds for the shelters are drying up. Another casualty of President Trump's federal budget slashing spree. Joining us now is News Nation national correspondent Jorge Ventura, who's there in Eagle Pass, Texas, at one of those shelters. Jorge, what's the latest?
Well, and I'm right outside Mission Border Hope. It's one of the many shelters here in the Texas border here in Eagle Pass. And this same time last year, you normally would see buses transporting migrants. You would see employees delivering food and providing care. And now today, the shelter is completely closed. And this is a story of many shelters across the border now that illegal crossings have plummeted to around 600 per day. Most of these shelters during the peak illegal crossings under the Biden administration were seeing up to 1,000 people per day. Some are now seeing single digits of migrants arrive, while others are seeing 0. And during that peak illegal crossings under the Biden administration, many of these shelters actually reached over capacity. This comes as President Trump continues to crack down on illegal immigration, but also his messaging on mass deportations have played a key role. But even before the election, illegal crossings were trending downward, resulting in shelters receiving fewer and fewer migrants. Ruben Garcia, the director of an El Paso-based migrant shelter network, says that there are approximately only 40 migrants currently staying in his shelters. And because of the reduced migrant numbers, Garcia says that only 4 of the more than 20 network shelters are open at this time. He says likely more are set to shut down by the end of the month, with only 1 or 2 remaining open. The Migrant Resource Center, it's also a shelter in San Antonio, Texas. They stopped accepting new migrants last week due to those low numbers. A migrant shelter operated by the Catholic Charities of the Rio Grande Valley say that this month the shelter is on track to have only fewer than 350 people in February. In January, that same shelter received over 3,000 people. In Casa de Sagrado Corazon, it's a shelter in El Paso. They said they started to see fewer and fewer migrants arriving last year. That already led to its closure in September. Now, this is all coming as Republican Congress are pushing for no funds to be allocated for the reimbursement of migrant care to nonprofits, communities, or municipalities.
So what's happening is the federal government is no longer reimbursing nonprofits as well as hotels. Normally what the hotels and nonprofits would do was they would fit the bill and then they would send it to the government. The government would reimburse them, But due to the fact that the Republican administration now, the House, the Senate, and the administration is no longer paying those funds out, these programs are now shutting down. What do you guys think about that? Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing?
As they yet to have to finalize that final fiscal year 2025 budget. Now, Sister Norma of Pinto, she's an executive director of the RGV Catholic Charities, said that she recently received a notice on January 30th that the center would no longer be confiscated for shelter's expenses as they had been through the Shelter and Services program. And now with Mexico and deploying 10,000 troops, officials say they expect more of these shelters to shut down. And scenes like the one right behind me are going to be the new normal along here. The Texas border just completely shut down. We are not even seeing any more migrants. Here in Eagle Pass, this falls under the Del Rio sector. Officials say that every day so far, they're only seeing between 20 to 30 illegal crossings. So that's pretty astonishing just how fast those illegal crossings have plummeted here on the Texas border, Anna.
Thanks for watching.
So they went from 600 to that less. I mean, they're doing their job. They're doing it. They got a lot of major pushback. You're gonna see stuff like that being like advertised. You're gonna see more promotion when it comes down to that, because that's all a certain party has to talk about. Personally, myself, I think it's a good thing. Hopefully, all of that monetary can get steered towards the American citizens as well as veterans, homeless people, and programs to get our nation back in place that it needs to be. I totally understand that a lot of people here have a great heart and they feel that everyone should be able to come to America and be migrants and have a fruitful life. I actually feel the same thing. But the only difference is I think that they should get here legally and they should work hard in order to do it. Also have some sort of a language understanding so that we can have dialogue when it's necessary, not only amongst your own personal community. You should actually be able to speak the language if you're going to live here. That should probably be something that maybe you can take a couple of years to get into. Maybe that's how it goes now. But personally, I feel that it's a good thing, because then you'll be able to communicate and you won't be nestled into only your own community. Sometimes, and all of the times, the better you can network will determine a better net worth for you. So if you can network with more people, meaning better dialogue with different languages, you have a better chance of sustaining and doing better business wherever you go. Trying to keep only one language is cool, but you're only going to be able to work within the people that can understand your language. So with that being said, what about these mass layoffs that's going on with you guys? What do you guys think about the mass layoffs that's going on with these federal workers? Because right now, like they said, they're giving money back. Well, I've been doing a whole bunch of homework and I'm kind of caught between yesterday and today. So I don't know if I showed you guys that clip. But what I'm trying to say is, you already know that a lot of federal employees have been given the opportunity to retire with pay. A lot of them have also been given the opportunity to retire with pay and go on vacation. You ready for this one? You can retire with pay, go on vacation, and get another job. That's something that they actually put inside of the opportunity as well. So there's a lot of pushback on that. But then if you work for the Fed, you're like, if I already got a job and I've been doing double dipping, I might as well do this and just go back to my other job. So they found a lot of ways to make it work for people. So I think that that's going to be something major. But yeah, there's a lot of federal workers that are really stunned by all of these layoffs, and some of them want to be in there for their entire careers. People were never planning on retiring, because it's that type of job that you don't have to necessarily retire from. But now that they've gotten the offer, you've got pushback as well as you got acceptance.
There's new reaction following the Trump administration's sweeping efforts to cut the federal workforce. More agencies announcing mass layoffs that could come as soon as this week. The IRS is the latest, set to lay off thousands of probationary workers in the middle of tax season. This is according to two sources familiar with the agency's.
I know that sounds crazy. They're about to lay off people at the IRS in the middle of tax season. I wonder if that's going to affect our refunds. What do you guys think about that? Kind of convenient, right? I don't know. You guys tell me. Told you, I don't play one side. Whatever makes sense, that's what I go with. And you got to be careful, because again, with great power, like we learned in Spider-Man, comes great responsibility. And many people can be overtaken by power. So we got to pay attention to everybody. No one is above being human.
Plans and new data already shows an unemployment spike in the district since President Trump has taken office. Nearly 4,000 workers in the city have filed for unemployment insurance. And across the country today, Tesla showrooms served as the backdrops for protests. Groups are rallying against CEO Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency, which has largely ordered layoffs.
I got a question, because this seems like more money can possibly be coming out of this situation that they weren't determining. Because if there's IRS layoffs, that means that these people are not working because they were temporary workers, right? So they're getting laid off because they don't want to pay them no more. But now they go get unemployment. So now they're getting paid, right? Now they're getting paid again. So what was the purpose of this right here? Just thinking out loud, guys. I'm just thinking out loud. We got IRS layoffs, and then over here right after that, because they got laid off, they went to get unemployment. So don't they need money? So that's the same money that you was trying not to give them. But now you got to give it to them up to 6 months without them even working.
News Source Dominic Moody has new reaction from a federal employee who's among the thousands impacted.
Our actual goal in the department that I work for focuses directly on safety. And, basically all of us were really under the impression that, what we do is very important.
Former FAA employee and disabled veteran Jason found out at the tail end of the shift yesterday that he was one of the thousands of federal workers being laid off.
The environment was kind of like everybody who was working felt like everything that they were doing was almost for no reason. They just, they didn't feel valued.
The sweeping cuts are part of the Trump administration and the Department of Government Efficiency, known as Doge, led by Elon Musk's joint effort to shrink the size of the federal workforce. The layoffs are having a ripple effect in the nation's capital, where unemployment numbers have ticked up. According to CNBC, the district reported close to 800 jobless filings for the week ending on February 8th, a 36% increase from the prior week. The latest round of cuts affecting thousands of probationary employees who have yet to see civil service protections kick in. Sources say the IRS is expected to lay off thousands of probationary workers as tax season ramps up.
Stand up to what's going on. This is not okay.
Bill Byrne is set to host a rally on Monday.
What you guys think about this? I mean, because in reality, it could slow up our monetary. It could slow up your refunds. Again, y'all, don't get mad at me for stating the obvious. It's real. I don't play one side. I play the fair side, and I play the common sense side. So do you guys think this is a good situation that's going on right here? Cutting the people from the IRS? Because a couple of days ago, they said that they were going to take a lot of the workers from the IRS and utilize them for looking into the cartel's monetary, because that's what they're good for. And they're officials that have the wherewithal and the skills to do that. But these are probationary IRS workers. Why can't they use those guys too? And you know what I noticed a few words back that I caught? Their protection didn't kick in yet. So I guess you get some sort of protection after your probationary term. So what they did was they got rid of them before their probationary term came in. And if you really think about it, if you go on unemployment, they can only have to pay you half of your pay for the next 6 months. So yes, they're weaning off, and that will be savings for the government right there. So again, that may be some other areas where they're looking to cut. We have to cut the deficit. We're about to be at a point where in every 180 days, we're $1 trillion into just paying our interest in debt. So there's no way that we can just be ignorant to what's going on. We have to cut the spending, not necessarily in these categories where they're doing it at, but we have to actually do this. What do you guys think about this? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Like I said, let me know where you guys are chiming in from so that we can keep the news local. Where you at? Oh, we got Bat Lynn. Good morning from Detroit. Yeah, I hope everyone has an amazing day. What's up, Detroit? Hope it's not so cold out there, because it's bricking New York and we got the winds howling. They need to find a new name for New York right now, like howling hells, boy, because my windows are shaking, yo. Bill, Andy, you wouldn't believe how cold it is out here. Good morning, Bill. What's up, Bill? How you doing? Rebecca Lund, yeah, bueno. Good morning. I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Michigan in the house. Hope you're going to get some new business and a lot of productivity going on out there under the new administration. Bill Andy said, this comes from enforcing the laws of the country. Nothing more turning this into a negative is beyond ridiculous. What are we talking about? We're not okay. Afternoon from Saudi Arabia. What's up, really, Reigns? Saudi Arabia. I saw a phenomenal, a really good. It was a big briefing with Elon Musk yesterday that was talking to a lot of people in Saudi Arabia about the future of Doge, what they were going to be doing with open source, as well as a new thing called Grong that he's about to release from Tesla. We might even be bringing some of that information coming up. Really, Reigns, definitely might be doing that. No Fox given. Thanks God. Thanks good for these two. London KY. What's up, London? How you doing? All right, cool. What's up? Let me get this one out and just keep on going, y'all. Let's keep it going. I don't want to mess this up. Let's go.
Monday to show support for federal workers.
There are many people, many vulnerable people who are going to be suffering in the coming months, perhaps even in the years. And we can all do something to help those people.
It's not yet clear how many FAA workers or IRS agents were impacted by these latest cuts. In Northwest, Dominique Moody, News 4.
Now, I hope I'm wrong because I'm thinking when they say FAA, does that have anything to do with airlines and flights and stuff like that? Because it sounds like it. That has something to do with like federal, whatever. What's that abbreviation? I'm sorry for not knowing it, but it was abbreviation that they kept utilizing in that last clip that was saying FAA. Does that have to do with federal something, or is that like airline or whatever? Because it have to do with the air. Why are you cutting those people when we got all these situations going on? We need to be vetting people and making sure that they know what they're doing. Unless I'm wrong again, but let me know, guys. Let me know if I'm wrong, because I don't know the difference in that FAA terminology. We also got another situation where we got the former governor and Curtis Sliwa. Oh my God, y'all see him. Y'all see him up there. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like Sliwa, Curtis Sliwa, who is the man who brought us the guardian angels, the man who brought us, the guys with the TAMs on the train. If you get any beef back in the 80s or the early 90s, the guardian angels were essential, because it's kind of like what's going on now in the state of New York, in the city of New York. We have police, but there's not enough police for the trains. So the guardian angels used to come through with their white t-shirt on, with their little TAM, checking out, standing in the train, and just in case something break out, they would actually, step up and help you out. So I always had a lot of respect for Curtis Sliwa, because even back then, he was a very strong focal point. As he got older, he kind of got a little like crazy, a little spastic, allegedly to me, kind of like Rudy did, but I do feel like his overall intentions are good. But as far as the mayor, personally, I don't think that Curtis Sliwa would be a good mayor. I'm sorry. Then we have the other gentleman over here. You already know about Andrew Cuomo. Everyone has their feelings about him as far as like the elderly homes and during COVID. I have my own personal feelings about it as well. So yes, Andrew Cuomo, and we've got Sliwa as our other options for mayor against Mayor Adams. And there's a couple of other people that are tossing their hats into it as well. I believe our public advocate is also looking into possibly tossing his hat into the mayor opportunity. But I do think that it may be a good time to have a new mayor. Eric Adams has ran his course personally with myself. He's up against a lot of odds right now. Everyone is asking Governor Hochul to get rid of him, due to the fact that he's, opening up Rikers Island and all of these places and playing ball with Tom Homan and the Trump administration, which they do not like. So it's a lot of stuff going on right now. We got all of these clips coming up. So let's get into this part right here that I just told you guys about, where former Governor Cuomo and Curtis Sliwa are tossing their hats.
New this morning, Curtis Sliwa has officially filed paperwork to run for New York City mayor. Sliwa is, of course, the founder of the Guardian Angels and was a Republican nominee for mayor in 2021, ultimately losing that election to Mayor Adams. In a campaign post, Sliwa has said he will prioritize public safety and quality of life issues.
Meantime, former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo has been mulling a run for mayor as well. Cuomo has not made things official, but he did post a campaign-style video on social media yesterday.
It's frightening out there on the streets, but we have been through this before as New Yorkers. We've seen the ups, we've seen the downs, and we know how to make this city work and make this state safe for everyone, and that's exactly what we're going to do.
This was from a Valentine's Day event at the Johnson Houses Community Center yesterday, which was hosted by Assemblymember Eddie Gibbs.
So he went to the Jets yesterday. So we got these two up for I don't know if we have any New Yorkers in here. Seems like we got everywhere else besides where I'm at, which is cool. I don't mind. But that's why, again, I want to make sure that I'm focusing on everyone else besides just us here in the city, because there's news going on everywhere. We could have a great forum for that. But again, we have a situation going on in my city where we got a corruption going on. We've got the entire administration that was kind of wiped out, and Kathy Hochul actually admitted to that yesterday. When she came in as the governor, there was a lot of situations going on under the Adams administration. She let him stay in office, and then she got rid of a lot of people under him. That's what she said. Put in a new police commissioner, which was a bad idea because of the person that I feel like she selected. And now they're just trying to govern. but there's a lot of pushback right now from inside the Democratic Party because, like I said, they feel as if he's opened up situations to allow, Donald Trump and Tom Homan to do what they want to do here. Personally, I think it's good. Our city is overran by migrants. Everywhere you turn downtown, they're everywhere. You go on the subways, they're selling candy and stuff like that, and nothing wrong with that. But there's just, it's just too many people here already, man. Just more homeless on top. And I just really feel that we need to take care of our own first. Y'all can beat me up for that, but I just feel that way. That's just personally with myself. I just feel that way. And we also have since all of these cuts that are coming in from Doge, you hear all of the federal workers that are being laid off. And then you got, people are basically trying to say that this is like the first time a president has intentionally lowered the employment numbers. Well, we all knew that he was going to do this, but of course, again, we've got major pushback. And again, I'm trying not to take any sides, but when I see people talk about going in and finding wasteful spending, and then they're actually showing us the wasteful spending, it actually starts to make sense to me. And then I start to say, who could be angry about them reporting the wasteful spending? And it's the people that's receiving the monetary from the wasteful spending, or that just don't understand. So, common sense has to come into play at some point. It has to, especially when we have this deficit again that we got to remember. If we don't deal with this, we're going to be every 180 days, we're going to have to pay $1 trillion on just interest alone. Not even the bottom line number that we owe. So here we go. Let's keep it going, y'all. Common sense has to play in at some point.
Federal government in the state of Ohio. Our next guest, Democratic Congressman Greg Landsman, is from Ohio's 1st Congressional District. He's joining us now. Good morning, Congressman.
Good morning.
I want to dive a little into the federal job numbers in your state, the great state of Ohio. They work within a dozen agencies, from everything to the Veterans Administration to NASA. So talk about how these layoffs could impact your district specifically.
So they'll impact the district in really disastrous ways. I mean, one, most districts have thousands, if not tens of thousands of federal employees. 85% of federal employees live outside of DC. So they're in our communities, and they provide services that we rely on, including paying your taxes or accessing benefits that you've earned. And the mass layoffs that the president and Elon Musk are pursuing indiscriminately, right? They're just going after people. I think it's going to be the first time a president has ever intentionally created unemployment. I mean, this is going to be devastating to families and communities, and ultimately to an unemployment number that he's going to be responsible for.
Look, no one has said that the government is efficient and cost effective, and I think you would agree this is on both sides of the aisle. We can agree that voters want to slash federal spending. With that said, how are you and your colleagues going to work with the Trump administration to trim the fat?
Well, this is the really unfortunate part, because Congress hasn't done anything. They're controlled by Republicans, right? So we're waiting on Republicans or urging our Republican friends to put some guardrails, for Trump and Musk, because it's mayhem, it's chaos, and it's hurting people. And they haven't done that, and said they've been working on their budget without us. And we're very much game to participate in what should be a bipartisan budget. But their budget wastes trillions of dollars. They just released it this week. Wastes trillions of dollars on the uber wealthy, on Elon and other super, super wealthy people. It literally cuts hundreds of billions of dollars in healthcare spending, and it adds to our deficit and debt, not by a little, but by trillions of dollars.
I follow your account on X, and you mentioned Elon Musk. You've also signed on to the Nobody Elected Elon Musk Act. Now, this legislation, for our viewers, would ensure Elon Musk or anyone in charge of Doge is liable for claims against the federal government. Trump says Musk is helping find government waste.
He found a whole bunch of government waste, and like I said, it's not making sense to a lot of people. What he said, though, did make a lot of sense in a lot of different areas, and we have to pay attention, because sometimes when you cut the spout off, a lot of that trickling stuff is hurting other areas. So what they should have done was got together to create this budget before they start slashing. But I also saw that same clip that I spoke about earlier, where Elon Musk said, since the country has come into play, there's been 450 companies created inside of the federal government to run it. I mean, as far as like to maintain it, that sounds great. But don't you feel as if that's probably a lot of companies within the government? So they're going to go inside and start slashing. They're getting rid of entire departments though. So that is something to consider because again, trickling and spillage is definitely going to be affected in this. Woo, it's a lot. It's a lot for us to digest. I know. He makes Bill Andy says he makes all these outrageous comments to the news and we cannot give one example of what he's talking about. This gentleman right here you're talking about, I presume. I think so too. Some of the claims I said, they did make sense. I did. But I do feel as if a lot of stuff that he said was kind of like bipartisan as well as misinformed. And it's more of his personal opinion, if that's what you're saying, Bill. Betty Lynn, double tap that screen. Please double tap that screen and let everybody know what we're doing. And if you guys have dialogue on this to further educate me, I'm telling you straight up and down, I'd appreciate it because not too understanding of where he's coming from, this gentleman right here. And it just doesn't really make too much sense of what he's saying. We understand the overall of what he's saying about people are going to be affected, but a lot of the stuff that he said just wasn't true, and that's probably what Bill was trying to make a point at as well. I'm glad you caught that, Bill. What else we got? We got Normal De La Cruz. Are you sleeping? The real reason for cuts is to make up for the big tax breaks that we're giving to the billionaires. I'd like to look inside of the tax cuts for the billionaires as well, since it's being said, because a lot of times, like we say, Norma De La Cruz, where there's smoke, there's fire. So if that's something that we need to look into, I think we need to, because if they are making tax breaks for the billionaires and the rich, we need to know about that. We definitely do. SIB said, and it's all going into Elon's pockets. 8 million a day he gets. Double tap that screen, says Batty Lynn. Okay, Bill Andy says, wait, we got some more. Let me get down here. Bill, keep on chiming in. I want to make sure I'm on point with you. The objectivist says, computers are amazing. Machines and algorithms, when used right, can do things okay, Patrick, oh, please stop believing every nonsense comment. Double charge, the billionaires deciding how much money we need to survive. Okay. Well, the thing about this is he's finding a wasteful spending. And and another thing too, y'all know how he run his company. He's really anal about it. That's why you hear all this fire people. I can't tell you that working for Elon is a walk in the park. And him having this access to our workforce is probably similar to what he does at Tesla. Not saying it's not the truth. Being honest with you guys.
A little bit of what he said on that.
But I want to commend Elon because he's done he doesn't need this. You know, he's abused by you people every day. He's found more things than anybody could find.
He's found more things than anybody could find. Some Democrats have acknowledged there is waste, right? I mean, we can, I think, all agree on that. But what is your reaction on just how it's being handled, Congressman?
Yeah, he doesn't need to do this. Is a really important comment that Trump mentioned. Let's follow the money. Elon Musk is the world's richest person. He's the person who's most likely going to become the first trillionaire, which is insane. He gets a ton of federal contracts, and we're talking about tens of billions of dollars from our government for Tesla, for SpaceX, and then he bets $200 million on Trump. Gives that money to Trump for his campaign. Trump wins. Trump then turns and gives Musk the keys to the federal government. He hacks the data system, the payment system. He's getting rid of all this money, taking cash. And all the while, he's becoming richer. So the markets know that because he gets so much money in federal contracts, they're investing more in him. So his net worth has gone up by hundreds of billions of dollars. He's halfway to becoming the world's first trillionaire. That is waste, fraud, and abuse.
All right, y'all. I'm coming back to the screen. I want to know what you guys have to say because y'all made some real strong, important points just now. Got to be honest with you. I heard what you just said. The objectivist said that's how billionaires are billionaires. Dane said, I don't fucking like Elon and his presence creeps me out. It creeps me the F out. He needs to get the F out of the here, in my opinion. Jonathan Bankston said, not good. No, not God. No, not God bless Elon. Okay. Daisy Freedom said, God bless Elon Musk. Rick Allen, he not an elected person. Patrick Daney said, we are trillions in debt. That's why nobody works for Elon. Yeah, true, says Double Charge. Rick Allen said nobody worked for Elon. Double Charge, the billionaires decided how much money we need to survive. Do me a favor, you guys, if you appreciate the content, let's double tap that screen and keep it going. Guys made some real important points right there. Ooh, I mean some real ones. Damn, you guys are killing this right here. And we see, damn, you just have a problem with people who are rich. He said, Dane, he said something real smart up here. Elon is great, and this is what he needs to happen to get rid of corruption in the government. Michael said that. Only thing I can tell you is he knows where to look, but a lot of CEOs wouldn't know where to look because they spend monetary, right? Let's say that part. But do I condone and do I condone or appreciate his brain and how smart he is? Yes, I do. But he ain't stupid because they are saying like nobody's getting paid for doing this stuff. Well, technically he is because if he's getting all these grants and different stuff, yeah, he's getting that money from us. So you guys make a lot of important, smart points. And I can't ignore it because it's the truth. It's the truth. We also got another situation where I want to bring you guys up into that's kind of crazy. We got 30,000 people, like I said, in the city of Toronto. They're about to move closer to a potential strike. And it just points more towards overall how every government is now, I think COVID really played a major part of us losing a lot of monetary as well as education. It hurt us with our social connections, with being with people. It's just a lot of things came out of COVID that was just real bad. And that's why also I think Dr. Fauci need to get it. States keep on pressing and keep on getting at him because that's the person that said to shut this thing down. If you guys are okay with Fauci, why aren't you okay with Cuomo is my question. The people that are okay with Fauci and you don't like Cuomo, I don't understand that because people are blaming Cuomo for sending people to elderly centers and then passing, but Dr. Fauci is even worse than Cuomo. So I don't understand the difference. It's just a personal question for me. Anybody that want to chime in on that, that's on the sideline question, I just want to know. But like I said, there's 30,000 people in Toronto, city workers that are about to go on strike. You know what that means? They want more money.
The latest labor battle playing out at Toronto City Hall is now edging closer to a strike. The union representing 30,000 inside workers requesting a no board report from the province, starting the clock ticking on possible job action.
We will not be bullied. Toronto residents support fair wages for workers who provide essential services that they rely on every day.
Those workers include municipal childcare and community center staff, public health inspectors, 311 operators, bylaw officers, long-term care staff, and more. The union citing wages as the main sticking point, arguing staff are underpaid and undervalued.
City workers have endured years of stagnating wages, increasing workloads in the most expensive city in Canada, while senior management remains amongst the highest paid.
It comes on the heels of an expensive year for the city when it comes to labor costs. TTC workers netted a 13% pay hike over 3 years after threatening to walk off the job last summer. And Toronto's outdoor workers won a 14.65% increase over 4 years. The city says it has offered CUPE Local 79 the same wage increase accepted by the outside workers. The inside workers say they want their own deal.
This is a city that is clearly out of touch with the realities of everyday working Torontonians.
The city writing in a statement that its focus remains on achieving a fair and reasonable collective agreement that recognizes the vital contributions of city employees while ensuring value for Toronto residents and businesses. Once the no board report is issued, the city will be in a legal lockout position after 17 days, and the union can legally strike.
Uh-oh. And you know what they're gonna do if they don't get that money? It seems like it was reversed. The house people ain't getting paid, but the field people at work are getting paid. That's kind of crazy right there. I'm not too familiar with Toronto and Torontonians, but I'm familiar with strike and people wanting to get paid. And when it comes down to a certain amount of time that you've been getting the same amount of pay, it gets to a point where the cost of living starts to outgross the cost of what you're getting paid. So there's no way in the world that you're going to be able to live off of these minimum wages. I showed you guys the other day. Our minimum wage right now in the United States, believe it or not, employee rights, federal minimum wage is $7.25. On the high end, we got $15 over here. And there's another area right here where we says in certain places, it's $12.50. That's like, let's say, for instance, if you want to buy a carton of eggs right now, right? That's almost like you got to work an hour to get a carton of eggs. So, and then the next thing will be like the next thing in your grocery bag and the next thing in your grocery bag. So as far as minimum wage overall, I've always had a problem with it. I never thought that the ends that we get, and it's great that it's saying that, I never thought that the ends justified the means, especially in a state like New York where you got a 1-bedroom or a studio that's going for $2,500 to $3,000. How is that going to work with $15 the minimum wage? Oh, they don't care how it works because they don't have any place for you to stay anyway. Because in New York, you have to make 40 times the rent in order to get the good credit, in order to get the apartment. You know anything about that? It's crazy out here. What do you guys think about that? It doesn't matter where it is. Striking and cost of living and minimum wage, it just bottom line everywhere. I mean, sustaining a living wage, it's ridiculous. Marielle, Dane said, according to Elon, I'm a parasite class, proud to be. Marielle said minimum wage is not meant to be a living wage. I know it's meant to introduce young adults into the workforce. You said that the other day, Marielle, and you taught me something with that. It's used to introduce the but what about once you start working and you'll be working for a long time? Minimum wage is not meant to be a living wage. It's meant to introduce the young adults into the workforce, right? It's meant to introduce young adults into the workforce, right? So, like, for instance, when I'm older. I got what you're saying. So I'm an older person. I'm experienced. I've been in the workforce. So therefore, now I don't look for the minimum wage because I've got experience in that area. So therefore, I get like whatever my wage is. Is that what you're trying to say? Because that would make sense if that's what you mean, Marielle. And I like the fact that you said that because you got my brain thinking. Think, 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 think. Real talk. Bill Andy said, thanks. Dane, the word separates us apart. He meant the world separates us apart. Minimum wage was $7.25 until recently. Now it's $12 plus. It depends on where you're at. In rural places, it's still, but please correct me if I'm wrong. I still got the paperwork on the wall over there. You guys see it. I don't make no stories up. We are LLC in here, so I got to make sure I'm up to par. But if I need to get a new post, I definitely will. Thank you for the information. When I lived in Kentucky, rent was $300 an hour, but I lived in one of the poorest places in the country. I think you want to probably do that again. That's not wrong. That's not right. The objectivist said minimum wage is number one position on the career ladder. Kendra Walker in Virginia, that is. See, in Virginia, that's what she said. Joshua Black said, Marielle, thank you for pointing that out. A long forgotten fact. Real talk. I told you, thank you. I need you guys to do this. $300 a month, Betty L said. She wanted to fix that. Monica Charming said, and she's talking to Kendra. But yeah, y'all, let's go. Let's get the rest of this out because we got more in the clip.
The city stressing that it does have contingency plans in place in event of a strike or lockout. The city manager is expected to respond this afternoon. We will bring you the latest tonight at 5 and 6 o'clock. Reporting live at City Hall, I'm Natalie Johnson. Michelle and Nathan, back to you.
So I'm glad I got you guys' minds thinking, because we need to think about this next topic right here. And we need to never take topics like this off of our minds and off of our brain cells, because it's something that's very important. And I always try to stress it, because when it comes down to it, talking about our children, talking about education as well as safety from when we send our children to school. Not only do we have to worry about the bullies in school, do we have to worry about what they're learning in school, do we have to worry about things like books that they're reading, as well as all of the transgender introduction stuff you have to worry about. You also have to worry about, sadly, the administrators and the teachers. Yeah, because sometimes you find bad apples inside of these places, and you have to really, go inside and really figure out what's going on here. Case in point, Texas charter school arrests principal. They arrested the principal in this Texas charter school, and he's been criminally charged for child grooming. And a lot of the people that were involved in this actually were, there was like support in them doing this. And a lot of the people that were involved have been arrested as well. I want you guys to pay attention to this, because it's somewhere in Texas, and it's like in Arlington, actually. I want you guys to see this real quick. Check this out.
And Lauren, the investigation into these charges is ongoing. 3 people have been arrested. Others have been placed on administrative leave. As you mentioned, this is happening here at Newman International Academy, the Gibbons campus. This is a charter school here in North Arlington. On February 6th, Academy police officers arrested Rule Barbie on a charge of improper relationship with a student. Barbie was reportedly an educational aide here at the Gibbons campus. Days later, Gabrielle Little turned herself in on a charge of child grooming. It's not clear what position she held in the district. Barbie and Little have both been fired. The third arrest came yesterday. Officers with this charter school district arrested Richard Adams, the principal of Gibbons campus, on multiple charges, including failure to report abuse. Police have not released details about the allegations, only saying the arrests came after interviews with educators and students, along with physical evidence. On the day of the first arrest, February 6th, the school district placed Principal Adams, as well as the campus athletic director, head varsity girls basketball coach, and an assistant football coach on administrative leave with pay until the criminal and internal investigations are completed. The district's police chief is reportedly meeting with parents today to talk about this situation. The Newman International Academy Gibbons campus serves middle and high school students, grades 7 through 12.
Middle and high school students, ages, children. They need not prison. They don't need to go to jail. No jail.
In North Arlington.
No jail for people like that. I'm not gonna say it on here because y'all already know how I get down. But different type of treatment is what I'm thinking that they need to be provided, and it needs to be really pretty harsh if you guys get what I'm talking about when it comes down to messing with children. And like I said, you're sending your kids to school to get an education. You have probably a teacher that did something and it was reported by the student, and then you got the principal who didn't take the right type of action, which is why he got arrested, because his responsibility to those children is to report that to the police, immediate investigation, and find out what's going on, if just to cover his own butt. What do you guys think about that crap? That's crazy. Bill Andy, all of the results of 4 years. Charles Freck, kids need to know how to use rifles. Charles Freck, there you go. Now you're thinking like me. Please subscribe to the channel. You are an honorary member, my friend. Please double tap that screen. Kendra Walker says, save the children. Yeah, Virginia, there you go. There you go. Round of applause for our new friend, our new honorary member, Virginia Hobby. You guys don't see it. I'm gonna say it, but yeah, all I'm gonna say is the word wood chipper. Yeah, wood chipper. And my buddy up here, Charles Freck, let me give you a round of applause again. Charles Freck said, kids need to learn how to use rifles. Real talk. Real talk. Bill Andy said all of the results of 4 years of being allowed to groom these poor kids with delusional rhetoric. Crazy. Yeah, Joshua Blunt, wood chipper. Who else we got up in here? Wood chipper 2025. Yeah, that's just a vacation. Yeah, what the F? With pay. They getting paid. Right. What are they doing? How about the parents meet up with them outside? How about the parents meet up with them outside and let the parents deal with them? Brittany said, good morning. Hit that like button, guys. Brittany never forget to get that love up in here talking about get that likes up. She never forgets. Never forgets. Appreciate you guys, man. Yeah, that's why, again, small story, not getting the amount of promotion that it needs, but it's going to get the promotion over here. And I need you guys to double tap that screen so more people can come over and see the stories that we giving them. And the fact that y'all basically, I go back and forth for you guys so I can learn and we can feed off of each other. And when we get a good dialogue, it just makes the show even better. So please, for us, let's double tap that screen to get them likes up so people can come on over and get this information if you guys think y'all want to share it with them. Because we also got another situation where the Latins are starting to freeze as they grow part of like backlash. A lot of Latin people are like, we're not shopping here. We're not going to shop there. The same way there's a lot of DEI programs that are stopping. Latin people are saying, we're not spending money with you guys anymore because you're not supporting us. I mean, to tell you the truth, the best way to effectively hurt a company is in the wallet. So what do you guys think about this? I got to be honest. I have to take my hat off to them because of the simple fact is, if you don't support me, I'm not going to support you with my money. Can't get mad at anything like that, no matter what the race is. But we have a story right here where a lot of Latin people are no longer spending with companies like that. They've basically freezed their monetary spending with certain companies and they're boycotting shopping with them.
Growing backlash tonight against national retailers that have started eliminating or rolling back their diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Latino leaders are calling for a boycott of those big stores. The movement is known as the Latino Freeze, and activists like civil rights leader Dolores Huerta are leading the charge. NBC Bay Area's Damian Trujillo is in San Jose with the story.
Target is one of those being targeted for the nationwide boycott. This after the national chain joined others in eliminating its diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. The idea of a Latino freeze is growing. The idea is for Latinos to stop shopping at big stores and restaurants like Target, Walmart, and McDonald's, places that recently rolled back their DEI programs. The move followed similar action by the White House and federal government.
If you don't respect our community, then, you shouldn't have our dollars.
Civil rights leader Dolores Huerta is helping lead the charge for a national boycott. Comedian John Leguizamo is also on board and is pushing for a national freeze on all shopping February 28th, calling it an economic blackout.
The call to action for the Latino Freeze is targeting specific brands.
Dr. Caroline Chen is professor at San Jose State School of Business. Dr. Chen says that Latinos make up $3.5 trillion in buying power, meaning this isn't an idle threat. But she also notes a successful boycott would need to be a prolonged one, lasting longer than a month.
If it was 2 months, 3 months, 6, etc., maybe then you'd make significant inroads to hurting those particular companies economically.
Shoppers we spoke with are buying the call for a Latino boycott.
I support the Latinos people, the migrants people that come to work.
We reached out to Target for reaction to the boycott, but have not heard back.
To be honest with you, I don't think it's going to be effective. That's why I let the last person speak. When she said you're going to need at least about 3 to 6 months to effectively, make a company feel that. Because 30 days, to be honest with you, we call it net 30 in business. When I give you a product, like the sneaker saver, something that can stop that blue dye from going on your sneakers. When I give you a product, basically, what I do is I give it to you and you get 30 days in order to pay me back, your company, right? So if you decide that you're going to pay me back in 30 days, okay, cool. It might be a little slow, might be a little fast right there, but doesn't really affect my monetary because I still got 30 days in order to get my money, and I'm waiting that long to get it as far as the brand is concerned. Now, when it comes down to the sales of the product, we already understand that there's an overall situation going on where these specific people are not going to be coming to our stores and buying this, right? But we already know effectively that can only happen for 30 days. If we're smart, we're going to be like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. Let's just suck it up and deal with it because we're going to be able to sustain that. And then another thing that you guys don't understand is this. Just because you don't buy from that company, you're still buying from that product. And that product, just because you only see one product, that company might own 10 products or 10 other areas. So good start, but again, it should be for much longer than what they are proposing it to be. What do you guys think about that? And again, I think anytime you effectively combat a company in the pockets when it comes down to monetary, it's the best way to do it because screaming and yelling don't really do nothing. Blue Crab Food Network says, yes, I have no sympathy for those who voted for the fool and are now regretting it. Tesla is down 60%, sure. In 2 months, it'll be up by 70%. Same way the thing happened with Kanye West. You guys remember this, the situation with Kanye West? Started spewing all of this crazy rhetoric, and guess what? It boosted his sales because, believe it or not, shock value still gets you the promotion that you're looking for. Snoop taught me that. I used to manage Snoop Dogg. Believe it or not. Don't believe me? Go look it up. He said, you know what, Bugatti? Don't worry about that because negative press is good press. It just depends on what you do with it. Look at right now what he's dealing with the boycott from performing at Trump's inauguration. 2 more months, there's going to be so much more news that's not even going to matter. He'll get all of his following back. That's how people are after a while because there's so much going on, depending on the category and the nature of what the person did. So we got a situation right here where the FBI is searching North Carolina for a group that's accused of crimes in multiple states. It seems to me like they've already suppressed this group. They got a lot of them, but there may be a couple of stragglers in different places. I want you guys to see about this as well. This is another story that hasn't been getting as much light, but I like, how we do. We like to give light to certain stories because you never know. It could get to, it could actually affect someone that you know. This is in North Carolina. Check this out.
Learning new details in an FBI investigation playing out in Chatham County. We first told you about this story earlier this month. It happened in the intersection of Bell Circle and Woodbridge Road. Chopper 11 was over the scene. Here, as you see, agents searched the area nearby. It's now been revealed the tenants who lived in the home the FBI was searching are suspected of being a part of a cult-like group that's been linked with at least 6 deaths across 3 states. Officials say one suspect has been arrested and another was killed in a shootout with federal agents in Vermont. Investigators say they are still searching for a 3rd person.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Ain't too much to say about that. They're still searching. They knocked out a couple of them. But again, like I said, wanted to make sure we covering it. I don't know if anybody is in the comments or knows somebody in North Carolina. Last time I did a show like this, somebody was like, hey, that's right around the area I'm in. So yeah, relevancy definitely, but also just to keep people aware about what's going on in the world and in different places. Also, we got another thing. How would you guys feel if you are, now I want to be fair about this now. If you are a war veteran and you fought for the United States of America, and I don't know how this happened, how you possibly going to be a war veteran and you got detained by ICE because you're not legal? So this is something that I don't understand. Maybe you guys can help me out with this. We got a story right now. I'm just going to say it straight up and down. First of all, what I want you guys to do, I appreciate. We got 194 people in the building. I know it's not that many people here. It's a work day. Everybody's still working or whatever. But we still going to respect that like button. Because when we get it up to 80 and we got enough people to do it, we're going to double tap that like button so that we can get them numbers up so that we can keep sustaining what we've been doing. I don't ask for no money. You see, we ain't got no snaps on the coffee right there. We ain't got no Starbucks money. We don't got no honey bun money. Ain't nothing over there. All I'm asking right there is to get those likes up by double tapping that screen, because I'm sure you guys appreciate the content because we've been having a fantastic dialogue so far. So that would help me out. That's the only thing I always ask. Double tap that screen. So now we got this wife of a veteran who's been detained by ICE. She said that she was told that he would not be deported. I have my own opinion about this. I'm gonna let the clip play because I want to know what you guys think about it. Please stay with me on this. I know we're doing good in the comments on the other topics, but I really want to know what a couple people feel about this wife of this Iraqi war veteran who's been detained by ICE. Not only has he been detained, I think he's already been sent back to Iraq. So check this out.
A non-traditional Valentine's Day for a Levine couple spending their day in a Florence courtroom after husband Marlon was detained nearly a month ago for simply, as his wife was told, being on a list. Marlon Paris and his family hoped he'd never see the inside of this immigration detention facility in Florence. But 2 days after President Donald Trump was sworn in, here he was, one of the first to be detained under the new administration.
5 or 6 unmarked SUVs that threw on their lights. He called me and he was like, I think ICE is detaining me. And I'm just like, what?
The Levine man has been in the U.S. for nearly 30 years, arriving as a minor, according to his wife, Tanisha. On his way to pick up some cash at an ATM, Marlon found himself in handcuffs. Tanisha simply told Marlon was on a list.
What list? Don't know.
Marlon has a drug offense he served 5 years for in the 2010s, but he doesn't fit the description of the immigrants Trump promised to target during his campaign.
And we will put these vicious and bloodthirsty criminals in jail.
His drug offense was nonviolent, and he's an Iraq war veteran.
You have to be a very selfless person to fight for a country that's not even yours.
After he served his time in prison, the family says ICE visited Marlon, telling him he would not be targeted for deportation.
You know, we don't normally cover stories like this, but it's everywhere. What do you guys think about this? Do me a favor again. Good content, right? Please, appreciate you guys. Double tap that screen to get them likes up. But what do you guys think about this? Jabbar Gilstrap said deport. He ain't say nothing but one word. He said one word. Charles Freck said, if you fought in Iraq or Afghanistan, then you're a loser. That didn't fight hard enough. Ooh, Charles Freck. Indians exposed said investigations. Uh-oh. What else you got? Joshua Black said, we don't want handouts. We just want to respect the treatment that we deserve for serving our country and risking our lives. Joshua, double tap that screen. I appreciate you myself personally. And yes, thank you for what you did in serving the country. God bless you. Charles Freck, veterans should just get jobs and stop crying. Ooh, Joshua Block said, we don't deserve handouts. Bonnie de Pontanami said, no more. Indians Exposed said, blue crab. What you talking about? Charles Freck, veterans don't deserve handouts. Brittany said, MAGA migrants farmer here, and I've been picking the crops. Brittany says she's been picking the crops. She says she's been picking the crops.
We are awarding you this opportunity to stay in the United States.
But they say that wasn't honored under the new administration.
That's the hardest part that he suffers with, because it's kind of, in a sense, I did everything right and I'm still in this facility away from my family.
Marlon's experience in the military has made his case unique, leading to veteran groups and elected officials like State Senator Catherine Miranda to search for answers.
He has a legal residency, and so he should not be on alert.
Tanisha and her and Marlon's blended family, hopeful, but preparing for the worst.
This is part of our vows, through thick and thin, for richer or for poorer, it will truly be to death do us part.
I got a feeling she might be moving to Iraq if that's, the ultimate goal. But I mean, if they're trying to be together, unless he comes back and it works. Because the problem that we see, even though he did serve, the problem is the arrest. And 9 times out of 10, when it's a drug arrest, friends of mine, I got a friend named Richard De Niro. He's a rapper. They used to be down with a G Unit at Dumbouts. Got arrested, did his time, got deported back to his native Jamaica. Yeah, and he has to do all sorts of stuff in order to get back. And it's really hard once you've committed a crime and they send you back on the merits of that. So it's really hard to try to figure out what to do when it comes down to that situation, guys. Indian Exposed said, oh, you got your message retracted, huh? Christina Sheldon Burns said Charles is a troll. Oh yeah? Let me find out. Oh yeah, let me check out Charles, because if you acting up, Charles, Vietnam rocked America. Charles, I don't play around when it come down to my veterans. I'll get you up out of here. How am I out of line? America lost the war. When did America last win a war? This is a case of shit happens. There's always collateral damage, but serving the country should be taken into consideration. There you go. Crom Chosen. I agree with you 100%. If anybody don't know how I feel about it, Crom Chosen feels the same way that I do. This is a case of shit happens. There's always collateral damage, but serving the country should be taken into consideration. It should be. We got a lot coming out of Texas today. We got this one idiot. I don't know what he was thinking about, but he decided to commit so many robberies that, I mean, like, he's just, forget about it. I don't even know how he gonna ever get out of jail. This guy did 24 robberies and just kept on going, kept on robbing people. Robbing, like, not even people, but just like a lot of businesses. Just kept on. One day he just went on a spree and just was robbing everything in sight. I mean, the real Billy the Kid out here. Young guy too, in Texas. Robbed over 24 different establishments. I don't know how they even let him keep on coming out of jail when they kept on catching him. This is crazy right here. 24 different places that this guy robbed, and they finally got him. Hopefully he don't get out, because you already know what he's gonna do when he get out.
They arrested a serial robber who held up 24 businesses at gunpoint. This string of
Looking to scale customer service without scaling headcount?
crimes is believed to be the most robberies committed by a single individual in the city's history.
They said the most crimes ever committed in the city's history.
This string of crimes is believed to be the most robberies committed by a single individual in the city's history. Fox 4's Deanna England live with details on the investigation. Deanna.
Hi there, Clarice. Well, police say the fortunate thing is that no one was hurt during this major string of aggravated robberies, and the suspect, they say, is someone who before this had no criminal history at all. Well, Justin Lockett is that suspect. He was arrested based on witness accounts and evidence, surveillance evidence. But police say he's charged with committing 24 armed robberies at businesses primarily in the south and southwestern areas of Fort Worth, including the 7-Eleven store in the 7400 block of Oakmont Boulevard. Investigators say the crimes spanned several months, and they say Lockett used a gun and wore a mask to threaten or terrorize workers at one business after another.
This is why I got this thing with me personally. I don't think that you should be allowed in a business with a mask on. I don't think that you should be able to get behind anybody in a taxi, Lyft, or Uber with a mask on. I don't think you need to be wearing a mask. I think it should go back to the days when if you got a mask on, we need to be suspecting you for trying to do a crime. COVID's over. Ain't nobody talking about wearing no mask no more. There needs to be signs on doors, and y'all can call it discrimination. But if you can't come in the store if you got a mask on. What the hell you got a mask on for in the first place anyway? Easy B said there is massive. Well, you got Charles Freck said Vietnamese live better than us. Now a majority of citizens own their homes. Army Slammer said, what overreach? Totally agree. Joshua Black said, I'm a disabled veteran. I will walk with a limp for the rest of my life. I'll be damned if I'm going to let someone belittle service members for the wars that corrupt officials set to us into. Let me see something real quick. Joshua Block, do me a favor. Your next post, tell me who you talking about. Joshua Block, tell me who you talking about that's disrespecting veterans. Joshua Block, tell me who disrespecting veterans, please. Easy B, Doge, for example. Brittany said, Joshua, thank you for your service. And yes, thank you and God bless you. You think pretty soon we will be walking with name tags? I don't know, yo. Trump doing like he said, he do why You mad about Easy B. Bonnie B said, that's right, Mr. Black. Freck, Joshua Black. Okay, we got people calling out names right there. What y'all think about this robber right here, though? Done robbed 24 different locations. Y'all don't care about this? Brittany said she was a migrant. Then what she did, let's see what Brittany did. Then when she was a migrant, she said she wasn't. Then she said, go talk to them. So I guess she isn't a migrant worker. I don't know. Kendra, but Brittany's with us. She on the click. She part of the click, so she good here. Kendra Walker, thanks for your service, Joshua. Everybody say thank you for your service to Joshua and send that blue heart up. Everybody give Joshua them props right there. Charles, I told you, that's another one right there. What y'all think about this clip right here, though?
Until surveillance video and other evidence gathered helped identify him.
It terrorized. Yeah, I mean, you point a gun at somebody and it's not good. And you're talking about 24 different businesses that he's done this to, multiple individuals. I mean, you're affecting a lot of lives. There's a lot of trauma there for people.
Now, police say Lockett.
I'm going to need you guys to do me a favor. We looking real sorry on these likes right here. We're going to need to get those likes up. We got 48 people in the building. I mean, you got 48 likes. We got 176 people in the building. I know we're going to lose some people because y'all don't like when I start doing this. But then when I start playing the bangers, the alerts come and more new people come. That's how the world works, you guys. I need you guys that's about to leave to understand that. Because I know you're about to leave and it's fine with me. But let me explain something to you. The next clip is going to be a banger. And the ones following is going to be crazy. So all I'm asking you guys to double tap the screen. And you making me have to do this. Because if you would just double tap the screen, I wouldn't stop. But the people that are about to leave, which I'm telling you to get my damn bags, meet me at the airport, and I might be there. Because guess what? I don't give a shit. I worked too hard for this, to ask for some damn likes, for you not to give them to me. And if you want to comment about it, say what you want to say about it, I still don't care about that neither. You're here on my platform. We need the fuel to keep this going. The people that respect us with those hearts right there, people like that, those are the people that's down for us. People like Brittany said, and certain people like Joshua, and people that really get down for us. That's the people that we want on this platform. People that already tapped the button because I ain't even got to say it. Why? Because they respect what we got going on over here. We get up at 3, get it right by 4, ready by 6 in order to bring this information to you guys. So if you don't have the wherewithal or the respect to double tap that screen, you can kick for a rock for a block. Kick a rock for a block. Do me that favor. And again, please come with the jokes. I'm the worst person with the jokes, and I'm also my own moderator. So ain't it fun when you're in full control of your own thing? Now again, I will ask, do me a favor, double tap that screen. We talking about this fool right here that just did 24 separate robberies in Dallas, and I don't think he's getting out no time soon. I mean, in Texas. They don't play when it comes down to this right here. Let's get the rest of this story out.
Was arrested on Saturday based on tips from people and other evidence. They say at times with some of the robberies, a female acted as an accomplice. That person, 24-year-old Aviana Weatherspoon, is also facing charges. Now, police say as far as the serial crime spree goes, it is believed to be the most robberies committed by a single individual in the city's history.
And I got a question for you guys. Have you ever heard about this guy before? You ever see this story? You see this story anywhere else? Real talk. Reason why I'll be asking about stuff like that. I ain't gonna pop my collar, but you ain't hear about this nowhere else. I'm sure you ain't even see it when it was on the news and it's brand new. Reason why we ask for them double taps, because we put in the work. Just being real about it.
Very latest live. Clarice, back to you.
Yeah.
All right, Dion, thank you.
So yeah, anybody in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you're now safer. You're safer at work. You don't got to worry about this dude coming up in there, putting the hammer in your face and possibly getting clapped because he's nervous or whatever like that. Luckily, nobody got hurt throughout this whole course of time. And we're going to send up a prayer for all of those people that were shocked and stunned, because nobody wants to feel like that, especially ladies and people behind the register. You coming in like a fool with the gun out, talking about give me all your money, probably making them nervous because of the fact that you got a gun on them. Your finger could slip, you could shoot somebody. Stupidity. So we're going to give a big hand clap, a round of applause for getting him off the street for all of the robberies, because he was getting real comfortable. Him and his girlfriend was just robbing people. So we getting them off the street, and we happy about that. And we got a good story right now. Guess what we got, y'all? We always hear about these bad stories on the train where people getting set on fire, sorry to say. And then you got situations where, people getting robbed, getting stabbed, getting shot, literally shooting inside of the New York City subway train. Told you guys yesterday, we're the most expensive train station in the world. $2.90, almost competitive with one other country. I think that's France. Only reason they won't add the other dime is because they don't want to slap us in the face. They don't want it to be $3. They leave it at $2.90, kind of like the way that they sell us on that $1.99 crap to make you feel like you're saving something. And then you got Joku Hoku that add a congestion price to get the other money that she want to rip you off from by making a toll somewhere, anywhere in the city to make you pay $9 to get to and fro. Yeah, we got a situation right now, a good one, where a rider actually did what? This is for all the ladies, everybody. I'm trying to get these numbers up on the ladies' side too. That's why I make sure the ladies, we give you guys real good stories about what's going on, feelings and real good emotions, because we want to have a proper balance here. This is a great story about a lady who gave birth on a train, and she was actually identified as a missing woman. So a brand new baby was born on a train. Yes, the New York City train, finally something beautiful came out of the subway that gave life.
You are likely to see just about everything, but few strap hangers have witnessed the birth of a baby. Until now. Les Trent on a real-life miracle on 34th Street.
Chaos on the New York City subway.
We probably have a medical situation.
It's a special delivery as a mom gives birth right there.
This train is being held at the station.
Look at that cutie pie. Call it the miracle on 34th Street. That's because the delivery happened right down here at the 34th Street subway stop. Just upstairs is the most famous department store in America, Macy's. Brianna Brown was a passenger on the subway and recorded the drama on her cell phone.
As we pull into 34th Street Station, I hear Maura crying, so I get up and I look at it, and it's a baby being born. And there's 3 women that were helping her, push out the baby.
At one point, they even call out to see if anybody has a knife to cut the umbilical cord.
Another young lady who was on the train screamed out, "Oh, I have a pocket knife." So she hands it to the woman that was holding the baby, and she was able to cut the...
Now, come on, y'all. You talking about a baby being born in New York for real. His umbilical cord got cut with a pocket knife. Yo, that's crazy. Now, that's something that the strap hangers in New York City came together for. That's beautiful, you guys. If y'all believe in this, let's go ahead and give it a round of applause. That's right, y'all. Get them hearts up. That's right. Double tap the screen for the likes. This is what we need more of in our subways. We need life. We need love, and we need people coming together. No negativity, no BS. That's right, y'all. Hell with all of the other crap that we've been dealing with. Let's soak in this good energy right now because we need it. Let's steal a good energy. I'm going to play part of it again just for the hell of it. I'm going to steal some more of this good energy for us. We bringing this back. First time we ever did it. Let's go.
The drama on her cell phone.
As we pull into 34th Street Station, I hear Maura crying, so I get up and I look at it, and it's a baby being born. And there's 3 women that were helping her, push out the baby.
At one point, they even call out to see if anybody has a knife to cut the umbilical cord.
Another young lady who was on the train screamed out, "Oh, I have a pocket knife." So she hands it to the woman that was holding the baby, and she was able to cut the umbilical cord safely.
Do you want to hold the baby? I'll cut it.
She sure seems to know what she was doing.
Don't hold her like that.
There's an interesting twist to the story. Videotape of the delivery solved a missing persons mystery. The woman who gave birth disappeared from her home outside Miami last September and was reported missing by her worried family. She has been identified as 25-year-old Jenny St. Pierre. The missing person poster calls her endangered. When her sister saw the video, she recognized this pink duffel bag and breathed a sigh of relief. Jenny was alive. A beautiful newborn, a missing person found, truly a miracle on 34th Street.
See what type of stuff I like to give y'all. I don't want to give y'all just the drama, the crap that's going on and all of that. Gotta give you guys the good stories and stuff like that too. Gotta give y'all some heart, some love, and some heartfelt situations. Let's double tap that screen if you guys appreciate that. We got 67 likes. We got 275 people in the building. We like to get it up to 80. So what's that? 13 more likes. That's all I'm asking for, guys. We're going to keep the stories going. Double tap that screen to get that 80. All I'm asking for you guys. If y'all appreciate the stories, we've been rocking since 6 o'clock in the morning. My mouth is dry. I need something to drink. But we're going to keep it going. Somebody noticed that I was standing up for an hour. It's all good. I always stand up for an hour plus. But all I ask you guys to do is double tap that screen so y'all can show some love. Because we got some more coming up right now. We got my neck and my back. How many people here saw Friday? With Ice Cube, what's his name? Ice Cube, I don't know, Chris Tucker, and Tiny. Also, a whole bunch of different people, comedians that was in Friday. How many people here saw Friday? A lot of people that I know saw the movie Friday, Next Friday, and the last one. How many people here saw the movie Friday? The reason I ask you is because when I say this right here, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, my neck and my back. I'm suing for $50,000, but I'll settle out right now for $20 in the back of Newport. You guys remember that scene inside of Friday when the comedian fell down and he was trying to act like he got hurt in the store because he wanted money? You guys remember that, right? All right, we need 10 more likes to get this up. We got this next story coming up. We need 10 more likes. We need to double tap that screen by 10 more people. Let's double tap that screen so we can get this new story up. Yes, you remember it. Brittany, you remember that. My neck and my back. Oh, but I'll settle out of court right now for 50 cents. And he said, how about $2 in some envelopes? A jawbreaker. You know what I'm saying? He started to like lower the price. Ezel, if you don't get your crazy ass out of here, oh, smoking back there, taking the shit. Y'all remember that? The reason I'm saying this to you is because somebody tried to pull the same stuff. Do me a favor, y'all. We almost at the 80. I'm trying to get this 80 up. Double tap the screen. Let's get to 80. We're having a hard time getting to 80. We need 5 more likes to get to 80. Let's double tap that to get it up to 80 because I want you guys to see this next clip. We got somebody who tried to play Ezel inside of the store. That's right. He tried to get paid. He thought that he was going, my neck and my back, and get paid, but he got caught. Yeah, because they on to it. They hip to it. At this point in life, people know when you're trying to scheme. And another thing, we got cameras. Uh-oh, we up to 83 likes. I'm not stopping the video no more. We're going to just let it play straight through. We got an individual right now who thought that he was Ezel inside of Friday, and he thought he was getting paid. Check this out, y'all. He thought he was just getting paid Friday night, but it ain't work. They caught him right. Y'all got to pay a good amount of attention to this. Are y'all ready? Let me know when you guys are ready. This is inside of a restaurant. This individual is making his own drink. As you can see, the floor is totally clear with nothing down there, right? Everybody observing so far. Let me get out the clip. Now, you guys are going to see this all by yourself in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Tell me what you see. Anybody see that? Anybody see that? Oh, look at Ezel, y'all. He didn't even like do it all in one motion. I mean, if that was me, I would have at least like got the ice, walked, and then threw it. Like, bro, come on, you gotta be better than this one. Like, you serious? This is the same thing like the supermarket the other day, where this guy really thought that he was gonna get paid. You threw the ice on the ground right there. We see it. Now you act like you throw the cup out. So now you're gonna walk back over to where the ice is at. Not even fall. He don't even fall. He grabs the edge of the counter to help him go down. And then he lays there. Come on, man. You talking about what a judge is going to say when he see that? You got the nerve to be bringing some crap like that into my court? This right here, he needs to be arrested for, because that's blatant right there. There is, these days, I don't need to fall for everything that hurt. What that say? Oh my God, that was pathetic, wasn't it? He's too damn old to be playing like that. Look at Kendra Walker dying laughing. Joshua Black, he practically laid down. 369 Seeker said he played himself. Brittany said, help, I'm falling and I can't get up. Look at Batty Lynn said, that was such a fake fall. Come on, y'all. Y'all know. Everybody laughing at this fool. Everybody, moron, hilarious, right? But with that being said, the last stories are just to make you guys leave the show today with laughter, with hope for life, and with a good spirit. I try to make sure that I give you guys that in the clips. I make sure that we balance it out. I pay attention. So that's another reason why when I ask for likes, it's for a reason, because I actually care about the content that I'm giving you guys too. And I make sure that the dialogue is correct. So with that being said, it's your boy Bugatti NYC. And like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. I want y'all to subscribe to this channel. Go check out another video. Keep on sharing and liking, because you're making us go up. This is not just my channel. If this channel don't pop, we don't pop, right? I can't continue the rest of my day anymore without doing this, because I love being around you guys. It's fun. If I miss, oh my God, I missed the bottom line. Real talk. Same way you guys feel. So with that being said, you guys could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. Today, in the description, $350 survey. So y'all might be thinking I'm asking for stuff. Nope, I'm giving. When I ask for likes, I already gave y'all 3 or 4 things. I got a survey inside of the descriptions today. You guys can make $350. Yesterday's was $500. The one before that was $400. I make sure that we got the proven, well-vetted surveys that I do myself. When you guys win some of this money, tell me about it so I can put you on our wall of winners. Also, got any events coming up, whatever you guys got popping, if you're a fan of if you're a part of the group, if you're a part of my host, you send me that post. I'm putting it up on the main page so all of us can know what you got going on. We have to support each other. Numbers ain't no joke. If everybody put one thing in, we'll be a strong force. And there's no conflict of interest really, because we all don't even do the same thing. So let's look out for each other where we can. It's your boy Bugatti NYC, and like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So till tomorrow, y'all know what it is. Get 'em!